How to turn things around in my relationships when I feel the connection slipping. So the first thing to do that I recommend is to clean your own lens. In other words, the way you're looking at the other person. Chances are, if you're feeling the connection slipping between you and this person, that you have judgments about them. Judgments are normal. They are natural. Judgments are not bad, and they're not something that we need to suppress or not admit that we have. Judgments are a sign that we have needs that aren't being met. The issue with judgments is that they're not a very effective way to meet those needs. But having them is very natural. We just have to know how to work with them. So the first practice to establishing more connection or regaining connection that's slipping is thinking about the person and taking one judgment you have about them. One judgment you have about them. Let's just go one at a time. Go easy. One judgment you have about them. He's so selfish. Okay, great. And write that judgment down. So this is the practice now. You take one judgment, step one. To step two, you write that judgment down. Step one, you write it down. Step two, you think about what needs of yours are wanting to be met that this judgment is kind of referring to or pointing to. Just checking this is working. What needs of yours are wanting to be met that this judgment is referring to, that aren't going met, that aren't being met, okay? And a need is not connected to this other person. A need is like a universal thing. It's not connected ever to any one person when we talk about needs in nonviolent communication. So a need would be needing, if my judgment is he's so selfish, then maybe my need is consideration. Okay, and I want to connect to the need on that level of, I'm not needing him to consider me. No, that's not a need. I'm needing consideration. I love consideration. I long for consideration. That's the energy of a need. And then step three, just give yourself a moment to reflect on how beautiful it is, consideration, how dear it is to you, how much you long for it, how lovely it is to experience it. I love when people consider me. I love when people see me and take my opinion or my experience into consideration. I love when people inquire into my experience. I love when I'm given that kind of space. That people just don't make decisions for me, but they really consider me and ask about me. So just connect with the energy of how beautiful that need is for you. And then the final step is, okay, coming back to the situation, accepting right now, for this moment, that these needs are going unmet with this person. That this need for consideration isn't being met with this person. That's kind of practice number one. And doing this practice already establishes more connection in the relationship, because I've connected to myself, I've connected to my own needs. I don't need to connect to the other person in order to create connection in a relationship. I can create connection already by connecting to my own needs, to my own experience. It's amazing. It builds connection in a relationship already. It regains that connection that's slipping away already if I'm able to connect to my own needs. And then the second practice is to turn to them. Okay, so I've connected to my own needs and experience. I'm now going to turn my attention to them and try and connect with theirs. So here's a practice. I want to think of one behavior or comment that they've made that is triggering for me, 5, 6, 7 out of 10 max. Not super triggering and not very triggering. So bring that to mind. Okay. Second step, ask yourself, what needs of theirs are they hoping to meet through that action, through that behavior? Now, they might not be meeting those needs at all, and they might not even be conscious that they're trying to meet those needs. That doesn't matter. What matters is me trying to guess what needs are they hoping to meet there. And it can be helpful literally to adopt a position on a chair and have an imaginary conversation with them. Just to literally, this is to make an effort to go into their experience, to really empathize with their experience. I find it being very helpful. One of my teachers taught me this, to literally embody them. Really try and embody them, be them, and it'll help connect into their experience. So I'm now asking, yes, so I was just thinking about it, is it that you're really wanting your own independence? Yes, I am. I really don't like when other people decide for me and cramp my decision making. I want my own space. And I can have a discussion like this, either in my head or physically, to try and more understand the experience of the other person in this particular moment where they took that action, which was difficult for me. So connecting with their needs. And I can do this practice with 1, 2, 3, 4, as many moments I want that were triggering for me. And it softens me. I find when I do these practices, I'm softer in my heart, I'm more open, I feel more of a sense of compassion to the other person. And so the next time I go and see them, I bring that usually into my interactions with them. And it doesn't mean that those interactions next time are perfect and I don't get triggered next time. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? No, it doesn't happen like that. But I find that it's a small step, and it's a super significant step. Every time I do these practices, I nurture my heart in a way. I nurture the connection to become a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more the way I want it to be. So I hope this video was helpful. I'd love to know, like it, give me a thumbs up. Or what I really love is when you tell me specifically what resonated with you, so I know exactly how I'm contributing and supporting you in your relationships.